Hello, folks. Hi, just wanted to touch base with you today um, and talk about something that probably weighs heavy on my mind and probably on your mind too. I'm not sure. It's about raising Catholic children. This morning I was listening to the Guadalupe Radio Network, and the show that one of my favorites is the one with Greg and Lisa Popchak. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, girl. Hey, Ray. And they were talking this morning about raising faithful families, and this weighs heavily on my mind because I'm constantly, trying to think of ways to raise our family and our children in the faith. I mean, I didn't come from a strong Catholic background. My husband, on the other hand, came from a strong Catholic background, praying. He was raised praying the rosary and stuff like that. So it's like I want to do this thing right. And I know I don't do it perfectly. And I know there's a lot more that I can do. One of the things that Greg and Lisa Popchak was talking about is how families struggle to live the faith. Like, a lot of parents, they raise their kids and then the kids go off and do their own thing, which is very common. It happened in my family growing up. And it happened with me. I mean, I was wasn't strong in my faith, and I consider myself a revert. Like, I was away from the faith and I dabbled into New Age spirituality for quite a while, probably a few years before I came back to the church and realized that, I was just fishing in shark-infested waters, I guess you can say. The Popchaks are my favorite, Ray, and so there's this thing, that parents say to themselves, well, what can I do differently? And I mean, it's a struggle for us as parents to fully live in communion with the faith, and so then how do you bring that into the life of the children and incorporate it every day? So my husband and I we're devoted to family prayer. We pray out loud with our kids, but I know we can do more, and a lot of times, like everyone else, we have work that gets in the way and things that have to be done, and cleaning the house and cooking and all that stuff that gets in the way, and it's kind of hard. We homeschool our kids, and time is very limited. So, but we're also very blessed to be able to homeschool our kids because we have that extra time with each other, interacting and things like that. So yeah, this thing weighs heavily on my mind, and I think one of the things that I do, and I don't even know, I mean, I'm not a what do you call it, neuroscientist or anything, but one little thing that I try to do with my little ones to keep them calm in church is, well, they're all little, 8, 4, and 11 months, but when we go to church, I try to soothe them, like make them feel good, like get that oxytocin going so that they relate going to mass with good feelings. I mean, I don't know if it'll stick, but I don't want them to ever go to mass and feel anxiety, right? And I know we're tempted to that because we're a lot of times rushing to mass. The whole congregation gets there like 5 minutes before it's about to start. So we do homeschool. We do get kind of gather with other homeschooling families and events and things like that. My daughter is an American Heritage Girls, and so it's a really beautiful faith-based organization for little girls. So we get involved in that as well. But yeah, going back to the mass thing, I don't know if it's going to help at all, but sometimes I think that if I comfort my children at mass, they'll kind of relate the good feelings to coming to mass, like, being at peace and being loved and things. So, I don't know. I'm not a neuroscientist, but I'm trying to build those neurons in their brains to kind of connect good feelings with going to mass. Because, I'm a late bloomer. I had my children my husband and we had our children later in life. I had my first and when I was 36. I'm 44 now, and I mean, hopefully I can push out a couple more before I hit menopause. We always wanted a large family, but we started late in life. So, sometimes I think that, it's very possible that by the time my kids are my age, you know, my husband and I will either be already gone or on the way out the door. You know what I mean? So, I want, this whole tradition of us going to Mass and feeling good about going to Mass to kind of be there. And I don't know if that's really very helpful, but that's something that we try to do. One thing I would like to do more, well, at least to start, I haven't really done this, is practice Lectio Divina with my children. I don't know if any of you practice Lectio Divina with your children. Let me know how you do it and how it goes, because that's something that I really would like to incorporate in our family life. I don't know how it works doing it with children, but any feedback that you might have would be really good. So yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing out random thoughts that I've been having since listening to, Greg and Lisa Popchak. So, so friends just dropping by and wanting to say hi and keep you guys in the loop as to what's going on in this brain of mine. So, good to see you all, and God bless. Bye-bye.